이 합성이 아니라 실제 상황이라는 건데요. 전문가들은 한결같이 초능력자의 존재를 부정하는 입장입니다. 하지만 계속되는
Remember when Maplestory was like this? Where it was pretty simple. Kill a mushroom, kill a pig, have one or two skills that attack, jump around, have some fun. Then they released Kinesis. So a good place to start when doing a class review or character review would be the lore of that character. But I don't give a fuck about the lore, so we're going to skip it and go to first job. I'm going to be talking about a lot of skills this video, but I'm going to be ignoring a lot of the passive abilities of the Kinesis just because there are so fucking many. I'm going to focus on mainly active skills. So these are skills that you have to activate to use. First job Kinesis is only important for really 4 skills. Mental Shield, ESP Booster, Kinetic Step, and Psychic Force. Mental Shield is basically Kinesis. It's basically the Kinesis version of Magic Guard, except it's so much fucking better because it's toggle. And I don't know why every Magic Guard in the fucking game isn't toggle, but this one is, thank the fucking Lord. ESP Booster is basically the Kinesis version of... What the fuck? It has booster in the name. Take a guess. Kinetic Step is the only skill in the Kinesis arsenal that doesn't make any fucking sense. Cause Kinesis has a teleport. I saw the trailer just like everyone else.
초능력자의 사진이 합성이 아니라 실제 상황이라는 건데요. 전문가들은 한결같이 초능력자의 존재를 부정하는 입장입니다. 하지만 계속되는 목격담에 시민들의 궁금증은 커져가고 있습니다. 과연 초능력자는 실제로 존재할까요?
Wouldn't the helium balloon just float away instead of landing in the middle of the street? Fucking Nexon. First job, Psychic Force is fucking useless. It is incredibly pointless, first job. But third job is when it gets useful, so I'll talk about it then. Right now, it's a piece of shit skill. Hey! Level fucking 30, man. Congratulations. Just under 10% of all the levels in the game. When you put it like that, you kind of realize that you're in for a long fucking adventure. Second job Kinesis is perhaps the most end-game job advancement there is in the fucking game. All of the passive abilities, all of the active buffs, and 2 out of 3 of the active skills are used in endgame. So Psychic Drain is one of those end-game abilities that you have second job, but it's retarded in that it only lasts for 6 seconds and has a 5-second cooldown, so you can't just be spamming this shit everywhere. Deep Impact is the other active ability in second job that's actually useful, and one of 2 ultimate abilities that's actually useful. It has a fucking debuff, which is awesome, and it has iframes, which means you can't get hit when you use it at a certain point, which makes it really fucking useful for fighting Velium. Holy shit, bro, you're level 70. You're the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, the tits. You are awesome. Congrats. Third job has 4 active abilities that you actually give a fuck about. The first of these abilities being Psychic Grab. Think of Psychic Grab as like a stance move in Blade and Soul. When you use Psychic Grab, it allows you to pick up some monsters and or nothing. Literally nothing. You just pick up debris or chess pieces and some shit. And it allows you to smash it on the floor with Psychic Smash or Psychic Toss or whatever the fuck it's called, fourth job. But it basically allows you to use other abilities. This is basically your main mobbing skill third job. And, well, fourth job. And for fucking ever. Next up is Psychic Assault, which is basically a buff to Psychic Force that you got first job. The reason why I think this ability is so awesome is not only does it knock back 8 enemies, but it does damage over time equal to 75% of your damage, which lasts for 6 seconds, which increases by 50% per second, and it increases your final damage output from all your other abilities by 20%, and if that wasn't enough to get your dick hard, it also increases your magic attack by 10. Mind Tremor, just like Psychic Assault, isn't really useful during third job, but it's useful when bossing. It also gets another buff in fourth job, so I'll just talk about it then. Trainwreck is the ability we think of when we think of Kinesis. It's fucking raining trains doing a shit ton of damage. This ability is so fucking important when bossing. It does so much damage, and if you don't maintain this when bossing, I feel like you're missing out on a large part of your damage. Congrats, bro. Level 100. That's fucking insane. I want you to go to your door right now because I bet there's a line of bitches ready to suck your dick. Fourth job, Kinesis has 5 really important skills. And when I say really important, I mean really important for this video. They're all important, but I don't give a fuck about them because I'm making a video. Psychic Clutch is pretty much Psychic Grab. It literally is a synonym, but it's a little bit stronger. Also, when you level up Psychic Clutch 4th job, it levels up Psychic Shot, which is your secondary mobbing ability. Psychic Shot also is really important when bossing because it reduces their defense, and this is kind of dependent on which boss you're facing. If you're fighting Zachem, there's really no fucking point in using it. Don't use it. Ultimate BPM is the 3rd skill for 4th job that you really give a fuck about because it is pretty much like a 5-line hurricane, which is fucking awesome. Mindquake is so awesome that I'm not even going to explain it to you. I'm just going to put the math on the screen and hope you understand. So Mind Break is the last skill you kind of care about as a Kinesis. It does a lot of fucking damage and it increases your damage, and that's all you really need to know about that. Kinesis is the only class in Maplestory to have 2 active attacks as hyper skill abilities. The first is Mental Tempest, which is fucking dope. You get trains fucking everywhere. You get a 50% defense ignore reduction, and you're invincible for the whole time it's casting. Mental Shock is useless, don't know. And then the last hyper skill they have is Mental Overdrive, which is pretty much, I mean, it's okay. So how the fuck do you play this guy? So for mobbing, you really only use 2 skills. Use Psychic Clutch and Psychic Shot. Psychic Clutch really is like your main skill. You don't really have to worry about your psychic power when you use it. And then Psychic Shot is to clear all the platforms that you can't reach or you can't get to in an efficient way. You could also use Psychic Drain and Trainwreck, but that's kind of situational and depends on the map you're on. For bossing, it's situational. If the boss is immobile like Zachem, then you could probably get off your entire skill combo. If the boss is a little bit more mobile like a Magnus, you have to kind of guess which skills you can use at what time. Personally, I think to boss, there's only 2 skills, 2 or 3, it's 3 skills that you really need to maintain. I think those 3 skills are Ultimate BPM, Psychic Drain, and Trainwreck. Trainwreck, not so much all the time. I mean, if you're fighting Magnus, it might be kind of hard to use Trainwreck because he moves around all the fucking time. But if you're fighting a Zachem, Trainwreck's like mandatory. If you're not using Trainwreck, then you're kind of wasting some time there. And this goes for Psychic Drain as well. Psychic Drain kind of relies on the boss not moving that much. So it's important that you only use it when you know he's not going to move or the boss is immobile all the time. And obviously you want to use Psychic Clutch and Psychic Smash as your main source of damage. If you use Mental Tempest with Kinetic Jaunt, you can actually cancel Mental Tempest while still doing all the damage it does and keeping the invincibility buff it gives you, while being able to move and actually use all your other abilities. So now that I've mastered Kinesis, would I recommend it? To be honest, I'm still trying to figure out how to play him without feeling like I'm playing Twister with my fingers on the keyboard. There is so much micromanagement compared to every other class in the game that it could feel like you're playing another fucking game. I felt like I was playing fucking StarCraft at times. But this isn't a bad thing. It's finally a Maplestory class that requires you to be paying attention to Maplestory while you play. How many times have you been like in windowed mode in Maplestory and then just been grinding and completely doing something else on your computer at the same time? It's because Maplestory isn't a game that requires your full attention, but the Kinesis class is if you want to maintain maximum DPS, which is what I like about it. It's so satisfying to get off all of your skills and maintain maximum DPS in a boss fight because it takes effort to learn how to do that. And once you learn how to do that, it's actually really enjoyable to play. On a scale from Nexon support to finding $200 worth of karma coins in your mailbox, I'm giving Kinesis 9 gold doubloons.